What is good, y'all? Welcome back to the airport. Welcome back to a brand new video. We are here and we are back with game 5 of the regular season. As always, we're going to be doing these previews for each and every game. I do spend a lot of times creating these slides, so make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, comment down below your thoughts, and give your score predictions down below. This is a must-win game for the Heat. I'm gonna say it right now. We do not want to be 1-4. I know we have some injuries, but there's no excuses. A depleted Nets team as well. This is a must-win game. It's at home. We can definitely win this game as long as we play hard, we play smart, and we play well, because on paper, this team can beat the Nets very easily if they play how they're supposed to play. So, yeah, let's get right into it. As always, some few reminders. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe if you guys are new, turn on post notifications, join the Discord in the description. We were having like a discourse there right now. I asked a question about whether Jimmy Butler's play is it just him trolling and saving his legs for the playoffs, or is it an actual concern? So if you guys have any thoughts on that, get those in the Discord, in the comment section, in the description. You will see the Discord link. Just join it and then get your thoughts in the Discord chat below. But yeah, we're gonna be trying to interact with fans more on the Discord, especially like during games. You can just chop it up. So join the Discord and Q&A video, so ask questions down below for anything anything related to basketball, Heat, anything like that. So that's gonna be the general housekeeping stuff out of the way, but let's get right into it. So as we usually do, we will start off with the injury report, and the Nets are depleted. Spencer Dinwiddie is doubtful. Dennis Smith Jr. is doubtful. Nicholas Claxton and Cam Johnson are both out. Those are 3 starters that are potentially missing this game. 2 are already confirmed. Dinwiddie is doubtful, but he probably won't play. And then Dennis Smith Jr. is also doubtful, and he is a key piece for them off their bench. So, yeah, this is not the healthiest team right now. For the Heat, there are a slew of injuries. Haywood Highsmith is upgraded from out to questionable. Probably will not play, but he is questionable, which is a good sign. That means he's getting back closer and closer. Caleb Martin is still ruled out with that knee tendonitis. Jimmy Butler is questionable. Again, I'm pretty sure he also has knee tendonitis, and Bam Adebayo is probable. So a lot has been made about Jimmy Butler this season, taking games off and resting, and having being sidelined, and when he's played, he hasn't played well. You're right. There may be a cause of concern, but I'm giving Jimmy the benefit of the doubt. That's where I'm at with this. I feel like I trust his judgment. I trust the team's judgment with him, because it's worked a lot more than it hasn't, and it has yielded 2 finals appearances and 1 Eastern Conference Finals appearance. Well, in totality, 3 Eastern Conference Finals appearances and 2 finals appearances. So, I mean, I have no choice but to trust the man with his body. But yeah, we'll see what happens with him, if he plays or not. And then Bam should play. Bam should play this game. I think he's going to be back healthy. So, yeah, that is the injury report. And then obviously that leads us into the breakdown of the Nets. I'm so sorry, it says Bucks. It's supposed to say Nets. Key observations. I've watched the Nets. I rewatched some of these games. I don't watch the one against the Hornets, so I rewatched it before I recorded this so I could give my thoughts for this preview. The Nets push pace offensively a lot, man. They are a very up-tempo team. Jack Vaughn, their coach, is trying to implement that with them. They're trying to run. They're going to run, and they are a very fast-paced, young, athletic team. Usually the Heat struggle with these teams because the Heat are older, slower. They don't have that pace, but it's very key that we match their pace or we limit their pace, especially in transition. Defensively, they're not that good in the half court. That is one thing that stood out. They were one of the lowest rated defensive teams in the half court, which means if a team comes with good sets and if they have some good play calling, then the Nets, they're not the most disciplined or hard-working team in the half court. They're a little lazy on that side of the ball, and their communication sometimes is a bit off in the half court defensively. We can definitely take advantage of that. Cam Thomas, who is pictured on your screen right now, has been on a tear. He's my boy, man. Out of LSU, out of Oak Hill. He's a bucket. He's an absolute bucket, and he is somebody who didn't get his opportunity until this season. Last season, he had a couple of games where he got his opportunity and he balled out as well. But this season, he's been going crazy for them. He's averaging over 30 a game. Got to make sure we don't let him loose, man. We got to make sure we don't let him loose because he has been key for them off the bench now. We'll get to the lineups later. Mikal Bridges, as we all know, is the key scorer in their starting lineup. So the way they do it is they have a scorer in their starting lineup, Mikal Bridges, and they have a scorer off the bench, Cam Thomas, and that's their kind of two-headed monster offensively. These two players have been really carrying them offensively. They're a smaller team, especially tonight. They're going to be very, very small without Claxton, and they're going to struggle to rebound. They have struggled to rebound. So enter Bam. Bam should feast tonight. They are top 5 in three-point percentage. I think they're over 40% from three. They do have a lot of good shooting on that lineup, and they're all top 10 in drives as well. So as you can see, it's a very, very key pattern. Like, they drive to the rim a lot and they kick out for wide open threes and they make them. That is their game plan offensively. They push in transition. You can kind of picture it now. You just have Ben Simmons pushing the ball up, driving to the rim, collapsing defenders, kick it out, open three. That's literally their game plan offensively. That is what they try to do. Not really an isolation-heavy team offensively. They try to do a lot of damage, offensively in the transition or, pushing the ball. Just in general, they don't really have like too many, slow sets or anything like that. It's just more just up-tempo, drive to the rim, defense collapses, kick it out. That's really what it is. Cam Thomas is really the only isolation scorer, him and Mikal Bridges on that team. So makes sense why they're trying to implement this. And Mikal, Cam Thomas, and Ben Simmons are their three key players. Ben Simmons is a very good facilitator for them. He's rejuvenated his career. He's played pretty well this season. I'm pretty happy to see that because I never want to root against the player. Ben Simmons, I'm glad that he's playing pretty well, but I hope he doesn't have a good game tonight. But in general, I'm happy that he's playing pretty well. And yeah, this team is very, very fast. They will generate a lot of open looks if you collapse on them defensively. And if you don't, pay attention to their drives, if you get beat off the dribble, you will have to rotate, and that's when they will punish you when they kick it out to the wide open players. So that is their offensive game plan. Their defensive game plan, again, not the best defensive team whatsoever. At the rim, also, they're not going to be that good this game without Claxton. They're going to go small ball. We're going to see the starting lineups right now that I projected them to go with. Let's just look at that right now. So as you can see, I have gone with Dorian Finney-Smith as their backup 5, and the reason for that is they've actually talked about playing him as a backup 5. Jacque Vaughn has implemented that a couple of times. So you could go with Daron Sharp, who's an actual center, but they've decided to, this is not set in stone because it could change during game time, but as of right now, I'm very confident it's going to be Dorian Finney-Smith as the backup center. And if that's the case, Bam Adebayo should have an absolute day because none of these players can guard him. They are a bigger team in the guards and on the wings. Dinwiddie, when healthy, is 6'6". Ben Simmons is 6'8". Mikal Bridges is 6'7". And then they start Cam Johnson, who's 6'8", and Claxton is 7 feet. It's like they are a big team, but they're down a couple of those guys. Royce O'Neal is going to have to step in. DFS is going to have to step in. I put Lonnie Walker / Cam Thomas. Obviously, Cam Thomas is playing a lot better right now. He's playing one of the best players in the league. But I think that's why Jacque Vaughn might be like, yo, let me just bring him off the bench and continue to play him where he's thriving instead of putting him to a starting lineup where he's going to have to share the ball more. So he might keep him as a sixth man. That's why I put a slash with him and Lonnie Walker. One of those is going to start for sure, though. And this is all provided assuming that Dinwiddie and Dennis Smith are out because they're doubtful right now, so I didn't put them in the lineup. Heat, I think we'll go with the same 5. I think Jimmy will play, but if Jimmy doesn't play, then you probably will go with, I don't know, Jaquez. I think Jaquez will start if Jimmy doesn't play, or Kane, but I think Jaquez will get the starting spot if Jimmy doesn't play because obviously Martin is not playing, and then Highsmith probably isn't playing. I think, that'll be the 5 for both these teams. Love is back. He's available. So, listen, man, I feel like, we can really, if you're looking at matchups, Ben Simmons, the one thing he won't do is shoot the ball. Like, he won't shoot the ball and he won't take that many shots. You can get away with putting a smaller defender on Ben Simmons. You can put Tyler Hero on Ben Simmons. You can put Kyle Lowry on Ben Simmons. It's not a big deal. Somebody's going to have to stick Mikal, whether it's Jimmy. If Jimmy doesn't play, it's probably going to be Jaquez. I also would not mind putting Bam on Mikal because they don't have a center. They're not playing with the center right now. So Daron Sharp is probably going to come off the bench. That's when you have Thomas Bryant come in. But starting lineup wise, they don't have a center. You could put Bam on Ben. You could put Bam on Mikal. If Cam Thomas starts, you'd probably put your wing defender Jimmy or Hawkes on Cam Thomas. And I actually like that, putting Bam on either Simmons or Bridges, because again, what are we wasting Bam on guarding Dorian Finney-Smith for? Like, he's just going to shoot threes. Same with Royce O'Neal. You can use Kevin Love and Hero for those assignments and have Bam guard one of their best players, especially if they're not running a center out there. Ben Simmons is a bigger player. If you're worried about size, you can put Bam on him. Or Mikal Bridges is their best player, you can put Bam on him as well. So I think Bam is going to be key offensively and defensively. Going into the keys of the game, you got to close hard on their shooters. They have a very, very good track record of making their threes. Again, top 5 in three-point percentage. Transition defense is very key. It has to be on point. You cannot get beat in transition. This team loves to push the pace. You have to make sure you get back in transition and make sure you don't give up easy transition opportunities, whether it's a three, whether it's a layup, anything like that. Bam, again, he usually plays the Nets well. I'm pretty sure he has his career high against the Nets. He hit the game winner that 1 year against the Nets. He can take over this game, especially without Clax. He can definitely go crazy this game. If you're a betting man, I'm taking the over on Bam's points. I think it's at 19.5. You got to smash that over, or 18.5. That's even better for you. That's just a free prop for you guys if you guys do any player props or parlays. Like, I would definitely take Bam's points if you guys do any of that. The bench scoring has to match theirs because Cam Thomas, again, comes off that bench. Again, I don't know if he's coming off that bench tonight, but he usually comes off that bench and drops 30. That's what he has been doing these first couple games of the season. Cannot let him loose. And you got to make sure our bench matches their bench. I'm looking for Josh Richardson to have a good game. Played his first game, was a little rusty. I'm looking for him to have a better game. I'm looking for Hero. If Cam Thomas starts, to match him offensively and be a scorer. I'm looking for Duncan to make his threes, and I'm trying to see Jovic get some playing time. Because I think Jovic can have a good game tonight if he plays. You got to make the Nets finishers at the rim. They're just not a good finishing team. Cam Thomas is a jump shooter. Mikal Bridges is a jump shooter. Ben Simmons can finish, but he won't. He's just not that player anymore where he just runs and finishes. He's a playmaker for them. So you got to make them finishers. They don't really have guys. It's kind of like us. They don't generate a lot of rim pressure besides Ben. And Ben is the reason why they're top 10 in drives per game, because he is a mismatch for any point guard. So he doesn't take many shots, but he'll get to the rim. So you got to make sure that they take the shots at the rim instead of kicking it out for wide open threes. That's what we got to do. So that is a key. Again, half-court defense for the Nets is one of the worst in the league. You got to take advantage of that. And then last but not least, this is a must-win game. This is an absolute must-win game. It's at home. There's no excuses. There's absolutely no excuses. People were talking about lineups and health and rust and figuring everything out and making, giving all the excuses and reasons why we didn't win these last 3 games. This next game tonight is a must-win, and I'm taking the Heat to win. I think they're going to come back hungry. They're going to come out, to try to prove a point. I think Bam is going to be player of the game. I think he's going to have an absolute great game. And yeah, that's going to be my prediction. Let me know yours in the comment section below. Again, I'll see y'all later as always, man. Have a nice day. Peace.